She was so excited about blue this year.
Maybe she's six.
It's funny,
Yeah.
it's funny he says the girls always ask, what color is your name? The teacher asks you, I know, it's like, who cares? It's like, you're not, wait, everyone's here, they don't care.
No, you're right, that is one of the first questions.
It's kind of scary.
She said she has, you not a cupcake eater, or?
Teeth are all blue now.
I see that, it's a photo op right now. It's fantastic. That's what you said, like, don't get blue ice in their teeth, they're gonna look, do you see their teeth? Christy, smile again. Oh, Maggie, oh.
Oh my gosh,
Good.
mine are so bad.
Looking good.
Oh, we are mine bad.
Mr. Perry, you got this on film? Their blue teeth?
Are mine bad? Yeah. Oh god, mine, I just went to the dentist. What is it?
That's good, I'll have to go tomorrow.
Oh, that's so bad. Wait.
And,
Oh, I just went to the
does the
dentist.
blue teeth do it? Thanks, smile.
How did they go away? Chrissy, I just went
So,
to the dentist.
while you eat your cupcakes,
Come back and they're like,
girls,
whoa.
while you eat your cupcakes, and parents, while you eat your cupcakes, I did want to take this opportunity to thank you all for allowing me to coach your girls. And girls, thank you all for being on my team. So give yourselves a round of applause, please.
All right.
So I said to my wife at the very beginning, it might even been before the first practice, I said, I really think I'm going to like my team. And it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be good. I just thought, like, I'm going to like them. And this is my 9th year in this league.
Wow.
Running the league and coaching a team. And some years you like your team, some years you don't tell them you don't like them, but you don't love them. And I tell you, last year in particular was a little bit of a struggle. Grace, Ellie, Maggie, no. It was the last year of Haley, who was, for those who don't know, was a girl with Down syndrome who had played on my team for 6 years.
6 years, wow.
But like a lot of seniors, Haley kind of lost interest in year 6. Like some seniors, I shouldn't say a lot, some seniors. And the problem with Haley last year was she seemed so disinterested, she didn't even practice. She would come to practice, remember girls, and she would just sit out. And I would go over and say, Haley, come do it. No, I don't know. So it was a struggle. And on the opposite end of the spectrum was Olivia, who you girls have met.
Fair one.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
So
Olivia's
Olivia,
my camp
all
counselor.
one, you've seen her around because she comes back, alumni, you know. And she was on my team for 3 years out of her 6. And she is a complete force of nature, Olivia, personality and everything. But the problem was she also didn't listen. And she kind of infused that into her teammates. So it was just one of those years where I'm like, I don't love my team.
She took
But we-
good falls, though.
But we gave a go of it last year. If you remember, girls, we had a night. We finished in 9th out of 9
Last year?
last year.
Wow.
9th out of 9. I know. Wow. Yeah, that's bad. But we had a fantastic game last year against Dan's team, Luciano, the team we're playing tomorrow night, who finished 8th. It was a first-round playoff game between the 8 and the 9 for the right to become cannon fodder for the #1 team. And that game is all on videotape. We actually were down by 3. It was like 35-32 or something. We had one chance to tie it, and we never really run plays, as your daughters can tell you. There's a lot of reasons why we don't. I won't get into that. But in the huddle, we're like, okay, here's what we got to do. We need a 3. And Olivia, who's tall, would always be like, I'm going to get the ball and just take a shot. So I was like, Olivia, you get the ball, pass it out to Grace. She'll attempt a 3. If she misses, fine. If she makes it, we tie. And it actually happened. And Grace made a fantastic shot, all captured on film. Tied it up, 5 seconds left. The other team, number 14 for the light blue, who was on that team last year too, dribbled down the court. The game is tied. She was going to do like a half-court heave, and then Grace fouls her and puts her on the line. But we survived. She missed the foul shots, and we won it overtime. And then we actually went on and beat the #1 team.
Yeah, that was
By
incredible.
1.
Yeah.
Incredible game to get to the semis last year. So it salvaged the season. The reason I get into all of that is just to say, 9 years I've been involved in this, And this year I said, I think I'm going to like my team. And probably it's because I was hoping I was going to like my team. Because Olivia was gone, Haley was gone, God bless them. I'm like, all right. And I like the girls that were coming back, which is only 4 of them. Grace, Ellie, Maggie, and Leah were the only 4 from last year's team are back. I didn't know these other girls at all. Christy didn't even exist because she was late to sign up. So anyway, so I thought I was going to like my team. I was hoping. Okay. So season starts, and played a nice first game. Christy was on the shelf with a concussion. Nice first game, not so great second game, and then came Black Sunday, which was December 15th, 2018, the date that will live in infamy. Because we had a doubleheader, and I know Grace was missing that day, and Christy was still on the shelf. But either way, we were absolutely atrocious. We were horrible. No offense to those that were there, but we were horrible. You would admit it if you saw the film. There's no film. We lost to the red by we lost to the yellow by 20. Lost to the red by 12. We scored about 10 points each game. It was horrible. So after that, I'm like, I don't know if I like my team. I mean, I thought I liked my team. I thought we had potential, but man. But then we had, fortunately, 2 practices before January. And here's when you know what a team is. Went to practice, and we had half the girls there at the one practice, and seemingly the other half there at the second practice. So they weren't really all there together, but at least they were all there at least one. And we decided, we got to break it down to the basics, and we got to learn to play as a team. And for anyone that knows me, Maggie, what is my favorite part about basketball? Hint? Passing. Yes. So we had 2 great practices. Christy came back, which helped. Grace showed up, which helped. And from that point on, this has become my favorite team I've ever had. It honestly has. Because, and it's not just in winning, and they've won now 10 out of 11 since then. You only lost last week to the red team by 1 point. It's the only loss in that whole stretch. But more than that, this team listens. They play, well, they listen most of the time, Ellie. They play really, really well together. You've seen it, right? They really play well together. They seem to like each other.
Oh, we love each other.
We don't hate each other.
Yeah, there's these group texts, I don't know what gets said. But the way they pass the ball, and there's been more than one coach that has said, or a parent that's not on the team in the stands that just notices those girls just pass the ball incredibly. And when you pass the ball like that, basketball becomes easy, kind of, because you always get someone open. So I love this team. I do. And I will say they are my favorite team of the 9 years, absolutely. And to put that in context, okay, and I'm saying this before the season's even over, because you could go out tomorrow and lose, very possible, because that team is good, but it doesn't change what I said. It's still my favorite team. So just so you all know, one reason it's my favorite team, 9 years, I had never ever finished first place in the regular season before, ever. So thank you.
All right.
And I also will say that I have been to the championship game. This will be the 4th one. We won 2, lost 1. The one we lost, Grace was on that team. It was the year after we won the upset one with Maggie. Maggie 8th grade. The next year, we were actually a good team that year. And Grace, you remember, we lost on a buzzer beater. The team we were playing was a lot like the team we're playing tomorrow night. A lot of talent. And they got a rebound off of a miss while the game was tied. And they got it down the court, and at the buzzer, the girl made like a scooping 10-footer. And at the buzzer, the ref like in, and that was it. But anyway, it was still a great experience. But with all that said, so this is my favorite team. We established it, even though we've had teams that have done some good things before. And the experience you're going to have tomorrow night is really a good one. Win or lose, it's a good one, because we announced the names. There's people, there's girls from other teams, and there's coaches from other teams that are there. There's a boys' high school final that takes place right after our game. So, we're sorry.
They'll be
Sorry.
there.
Never mind that. There won't be paying any
ESPN will
attention.
be there.
Parents will be there. But you know, it'll be a lot of fun. And I know you're going to play your hearts out. That's all I can ask. So enjoy the experience, because not every time we get to play in the finals, and it's really neat to do that. So thank you for taking me along on your ride.
Thank you.
All right.
We were 10-4 in the regular season. We were 1-3, and then we won 9 out of 10, and then we won today.
That's incredible.
Now we're 11-4. 1-3 and looking like, could we win a game? It really, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. So we were playing a kind of unique defense this year compared to other people in the league, which helps because people aren't used to playing against it. And I figured that with this group, we could do it if it just took time. And that was, yeah, we had a problem with it early. Girls, in fact, the girls in that second game of that loss, even in the third, fourth quarter, they're like, we have to go to the 2-3. I'm like, all right, fine, go to the 2-3 today. Don't complain when it doesn't work. And we stuck with it.
So what was it that's unique that allows you to do a 1-2-1 with this team?
Well, so let's say this.
board in the card.
Yeah, really. Let's say this is the basket
Right on this?
that we're defending. Okay. The 2-3 zone, which is kind of the standard one, is where you basically have girls here, here, here. One girl standing in the center, two girls there, and then two girls up here. And it's a zone, which means you're not covering a particular person. You're covering an area. And, you know, the girls will slide over and cover spots. And that's fine. But people are used to playing against it, too. That's most people do. The 1-3-1, we have 3 here and 1 back. Nobody in those corners, and 1 up. The thing about that is the person playing this spot has to be able to move quickly to cover the whole baseline of the court.
You said the right type of player.
And same with the 1.
Okay.
So Kaylee and Christy and Maggie Ken, although we haven't had to use her there because we have other people for that spot, they've done a great job playing this spot.
Okay.
And if you can't move quick enough, it doesn't work because they can just exploit the.
Right.
And the same thing up top with Grace and Leah and then Jess playing up there. Again, you have to move. And it fit Grace's style because Grace likes to freelance.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know. So, like, how can we find a way that she
gave
can
her
freelance,
In the 1-3-1.
can freelance, and still be effective without costing us too much? So it basically is because you have a certain type of player, certain quickness, and tries to be the whole team and doesn't pass. So we shut her down because we just defended her, and she threw up crazy shots or turned it over.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can do that again. Number 12 is the challenge. She had to do that to herself. And then number 20, the Tulmer is a challenge because yeah, if she is on her shot, that's awful tough to stop.
Soft shot.
It's not. She doesn't break it up there either. Right. So, we'll see.
A couple of girls are close with Amora.
I might be in Dan's head because I've never lost him in the
She's a nice girl.
She's a really sweet girl. Yeah.
He knows that. I remind him all the time. Do you really?
Coach did this area.
Like right off the bat. I could have
You did. And then the good Ellie came out and something else. There is a good Ellie and a bad Ellie. We know that. You might be aware of that.
I like the time the ref said to Ellie, "Are you okay?"
She blocked everyone at least once the first time we played her. So learn your lesson, Ava, Christy. You know, do the fake, and then pass the shoe.
I was like, wow. Like she just puts her hand up.